Hello, my name is Andrew, and welcome to Sleepy School. Each night, I'll read you a story filled with history, science, and wonder, told slowly, so you can learn and drift off at the same time. Before we begin, I always love to know, where in the world are you listening from? I read every comment, and it makes me smile to imagine all the places people are falling asleep tonight. If you're new here, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow and lets me keep bringing you a fresh bedtime lecture every evening. Now, settle in, take a slow breath, and let's begin tonight's story. Tonight, we set sail through the solar system, not on a rocket ship of roaring engines and flashing lights, but on a quieter vessel, one made of imagination and wonder. Close your eyes and picture the night sky above you. Stars twinkle faintly, each one a sun in its own right. But the planets, they shine differently. They do not twinkle. They glow with a steadier light. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Each of them is a neighbor circling the same star we call home. The solar system is vast beyond comprehension, but also familiar. It is our cosmic neighborhood, formed over 4.5 billion years ago. Imagine a swirling disk of dust and gas around a young, blazing sun. Particles colliding, sticking together, growing larger, forming planets. From that ancient chaos, the worlds we know today slowly took shape. We begin near the center, closest to the sun. Mercury. Mercury is the swift messenger, racing around the sun in only 88 days. If you stood there, the sun would appear more than 3 times larger than it does from Earth. The sky would be black, even in daytime, for Mercury has almost no atmosphere to scatter the light. Temperatures swing wildly, scorching hot in the day, nearly 800 degrees Fahrenheit, and bitter cold at night, plunging to 300 below zero. No blanket of air to hold the heat in, just silence, craters, and endless stone. Mercury is a world of extremes. Its surface is scarred with impact craters, like our moon. In fact, for centuries, people thought it was quite similar to the moon. But spacecraft have revealed deep cliffs, called scarps, stretching for hundreds of miles. Signs that Mercury once shrank slightly as its core cooled, the surface buckling and folding. Imagine standing on one of those cliffs, looking across the barren horizon, the sun blazing enormous above you, the stars still visible all around. There is something hauntingly beautiful about Mercury, a world so small, so close to the furnace of the sun, yet still holding mysteries. At its poles, in deep craters where sunlight never reaches, scientists have found bright deposits of ice, water hidden in the shadows of the hottest planet. Proof that even in the most unlikely places there are surprises waiting. From Mercury we drift outward, past the thick blaze of sunlight, to Venus. Venus, the morning star, the evening star. To the eye it looks like a jewel, the brightest planet in our skies. But up close, Venus is a world of fire and cloud. Its atmosphere is thick, almost 100 times the pressure of Earth's, made mostly of carbon dioxide. The sky is filled with sulfuric acid clouds, reflecting sunlight and making the planet gleam so brightly from afar. On the surface, it is a different story. Temperatures hover around 860 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead. The thick atmosphere traps heat in a runaway greenhouse effect. Venus is hotter even than Mercury, despite being farther from the sun. Standing there, you would feel the pressure of the air crushing down on you, like standing nearly a mile beneath the ocean on Earth. Yet Venus has always fascinated us. Ancient civilizations watched its steady glow and built calendars around its cycle. The Maya tracked Venus's appearances with precision, believing it influenced war and fate. In Greek mythology, it was Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty, but its true face is harsh and storm-filled. Still, Venus is not without its wonders. The entire planet seems to have been resurfaced hundreds of millions of years ago. Vast plains of lava stretch for thousands of miles. Volcanoes taller than Mount Everest rise above the clouds. Some scientists even suspect that some of these volcanoes may still be active, reshaping the planet beneath that suffocating sky. In recent years, spacecraft orbiting Venus have detected strange patterns in the atmosphere, hints of possible chemicals like phosphine that on Earth are often linked to life. It may be a false signal, or perhaps a clue that high in the clouds where temperatures are milder, tiny forms of microbial life could drift unseen. Nothing is certain, but the mystery lingers. As we drift away from Venus, pause for a moment. Notice how both Mercury and Venus remind us of extremes. One, an airless rock with searing days and frozen nights. The other, cloaked in thick cloud, forever hot and heavy with pressure. Neither can host life as we know it, yet both hold stories that teach us about Earth and what makes our world so precious. Beyond Venus lies Earth, our own planet, the only one we know filled with oceans, forests, and skies that shimmer with blue. But we will pause here only briefly, for Earth is home, and tonight our journey carries us outward, toward the red deserts of Mars and the great gas giants waiting farther still. For now, take a breath. Imagine drifting beyond the reach of our atmosphere, watching Venus shrink behind you, Earth glowing blue and white, and Mercury a faint dot near the sun. Ahead lies Mars, the bringer of war, glowing faint red against the black of space. Our next destination, another story. And so Mercury and Venus, each a mirror of what might have been, each a world that shows us both the fragility and resilience of planets. Their extremes help us understand why Earth, balanced in just the right zone, is so rare, so fragile, and so beautiful. Ahead lies Mars, faintly red against the backdrop of stars. The ancient Romans named it after their god of war, because its hue resembled blood. Yet standing on its surface would feel more like standing in a desert, cold, dry, and swept by wind. Mars is half the size of Earth, yet it has mountains that dwarf anything on our planet. Olympus Mons, the largest volcano in the solar system, rises nearly 14 miles high. Imagine a mountain so vast that if you stood at its base, the summit would disappear beyond the horizon. It is 3 times taller than Mount Everest, and its base would cover the entire state of Arizona. The surface of Mars is covered with canyons, the most famous being Valles Marineris. This canyon system stretches more than 2,500 miles across the planet, nearly 1/4 of the Martian circumference. Some parts plunge 4 miles deep. If you were to stand on the rim and look down, the walls would stretch into a haze of distance, cliffs and valleys fading into red dust. Mars has always been a world of mystery. For centuries, people looked through telescopes and thought they saw canals, perhaps built by intelligent beings. The idea was an illusion, but it captured the imagination. Even today, Mars holds our curiosity. Robotic explorers crawl across its surface, searching for evidence of past water, or perhaps even past life. Dry riverbeds and mineral deposits tell us that long ago, Mars had lakes and flowing rivers, maybe even an ocean. If you were standing there today, the sky would appear pink during the day, tinged by fine dust that fills the atmosphere. At sunset, the colors would reverse, the sun sinking behind the horizon in shades of blue, a quiet reminder that Mars is both alien and familiar, cold, but still whispering of a warmer past. From Mars, we drift farther into the outer solar system, where the giants await. The first is Jupiter, massive, swirling, impossible to ignore. Jupiter is a planet of storms, the largest of all, so big that more than 1,000 Earths could fit inside it. Its atmosphere is banded with colors, browns, creams, and reds, stretched into stripes by fierce winds blowing at hundreds of miles per hour. The most famous feature is the Great Red Spot, a storm larger than Earth itself. It has been raging for centuries, perhaps even longer than recorded human history. Imagine looking down into a hurricane so vast that it could swallow our entire world. And yet, it is only one storm among many. Jupiter is a planet of chaos, an endless ballet of turbulence. But Jupiter is not just a stormy ball of gas. It is also a world of moons, dozens of them, each unique. 4 of them, the Galilean moons, were discovered by Galileo in 1610. Io, a volcanic world where lava fountains erupt dozens of miles into space. Europa, covered in ice, with hints of a vast ocean hidden beneath its frozen crust. Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system, bigger than Mercury. And Callisto, an ancient cratered world that seems frozen in time. Europa captures much attention today. Beneath its icy shell, scientists believe there may be twice as much liquid water as all the oceans on Earth combined. And where there is water, there may be life. Tiny microbes perhaps, swimming in the darkness, warmed by heat from the planet's interior. A hidden ocean, waiting in silence beneath the surface of fractured ice. Leaving Jupiter, we come to Saturn, the jewel of the solar system. Saturn's beauty is unmatched. Its rings, made of countless particles of ice and rock, stretch out tens of thousands of miles, yet are often only a few dozen feet thick. From a distance they look solid, but up close they are countless fragments, each reflecting sunlight as they orbit in harmony. Saturn itself is a gas giant, a little smaller than Jupiter, but still enormous. Its pale golden color gives it a softer, gentler appearance. And like Jupiter, it is home to a family of moons, more than 80 known. The most famous is Titan, larger than our own moon, and the only moon in the solar system with a thick atmosphere. On Titan, lakes and rivers of liquid methane and ethane flow across the surface, beneath the hazy orange sky. It is a world colder than any desert night on Earth, yet strangely reminiscent of our own planet, shaped by weather and erosion. There is also Enceladus, a tiny moon, but one that astonishes scientists. From cracks near its south pole, geysers of water vapor erupt into space. Beneath its icy crust, like Europa, lies a hidden ocean. NASA spacecraft have even flown through these plumes, detecting organic molecules. Again, the possibility of life lingers. Saturn, with its beauty and its moons, reminds us that the solar system is filled with more than barren rock. It is filled with worlds that may still surprise us. Drifting here among the rings, you would feel a quiet awe, the ice particles glinting like diamonds against the black of space. Saturn's vast bulk glowing softly, its moons tracing their endless paths. A world that feels both eternal and delicate, a reminder of how intricate the cosmos can be. From here, our journey will carry us even farther, past the giants of ice, Uranus and Neptune, and toward the outer reaches where the sun is only a pale star. But for now, pause. Imagine Saturn's rings slowly sliding past, like the grooves of a great cosmic record, a song written in ice, spinning forever in the quiet of space. Beyond Saturn, the light of the sun grows dimmer, the cold more profound. Here lies Uranus, a world unlike any other. It drifts quietly against the black, a pale blue-green orb tilted dramatically on its side. Unlike the other planets, which spin upright relative to their orbits, Uranus rolls like a ball. Its axis is tilted more than 90 degrees, perhaps the result of a colossal collision long ago. This strange tilt means that for half of its 84-year orbit, one pole faces the sun constantly, while the other lies in darkness. Seasons on Uranus last more than 20 years each. Long winters of twilight, long summers of faint sunlight. The planet itself is an ice giant made of water, methane and ammonia mixed deep within. Its atmosphere contains methane gas, which absorbs red light and reflects blue, giving Uranus its aquamarine glow. If you looked closer, you would see faint rings, thin and dark, circling the planet like ghostly halos. Uranus also has moons, at least 27 known, many named after characters from Shakespeare. Titania and Oberon, Ariel and Miranda. Some are fractured and scarred, as if they barely survived cosmic violence. Miranda, in particular, looks as though it has been shattered and reassembled, with cliffs taller than Mount Everest. To stand on such a moon would be to gaze into a sky where the turquoise curve of Uranus looms, filling the horizon. Farther still, we reach Neptune, the last of the giants. Its color is deeper, a royal blue swirling with clouds and storms. Winds here reach unimaginable speeds, more than 1,200 miles per hour, the fastest recorded in the solar system. Imagine standing on a moon of Neptune, watching bands of clouds race across the planet at supersonic velocity. Neptune too has rings, thin arcs of dust and ice, and it has moons, the largest of which is Triton. Triton orbits in the opposite direction of Neptune's rotation, suggesting it was once a wandering body captured by Neptune's gravity. On Triton, geysers of nitrogen ice erupt from beneath the surface, spraying plumes high into the thin atmosphere. It is a moon colder than almost any other place we know, yet still geologically alive. From Neptune, the sun is no longer a blazing disk, but a pale star, faint and distant. The warmth we take for granted on Earth is only a whisper here. Yet even beyond Neptune, the solar system does not end. It stretches outward into a vast region called the Kuiper Belt, a realm of icy bodies and dwarf planets. Here drifts Pluto, once considered the 9th planet. Small, icy and remote, it was reclassified in 2006 as a dwarf planet, but it still holds a place in human imagination. When NASA's New Horizons spacecraft flew past in 2015, it revealed a world more dynamic than anyone expected. Vast plains of nitrogen ice, mountain ranges made of water ice, and a heart-shaped feature that seemed to greet us with quiet charm. Pluto may be small, but it is not lifeless. Beyond Pluto lies a frontier we have only begun to explore. Countless icy objects circle in the darkness, Eris, Haumea, Makemake, each a frozen world in its own right. And beyond them stretches the Oort cloud, a hypothetical sphere of icy bodies surrounding the solar system at nearly a light year from the Sun. From there, comets are born, falling inward on long, slow journeys that sometimes end in fiery displays across our skies. Here, at the farthest edges, the solar system feels endless. The Sun is only another star among many, its warmth faint but still present. The planets, moons, and comets all orbit in silent harmony, a family of worlds bound together by gravity. And as you drift here, you can imagine. Beyond the Oort cloud, the next star is still more than 4 light years away. Between us and that distant point lies nothing but interstellar night. Yet even in this vast emptiness, the story of the solar system continues. Its music carried on light, on gravity, on memory. So breathe slowly. Imagine the cold beauty of Neptune's storms, the silent drift of Pluto, the icy cradle of comets. Let your thoughts float outward with them until the edges of the solar system blur into dreams. And that brings us to the end of tonight's story. I hope you found it calming. Maybe you learned something new, and maybe you're already drifting into sleep. If you enjoyed this, please like the video and subscribe to Sleepy School. It helps more people find these stories and join us each night. I'd also love to hear from you, so let me know in the comments where in the world you're listening from tonight. For now, rest well, dream deeply, and I'll see you tomorrow night with another bedtime lecture. Good night.